So today we're going to talk about tips for moving to San Diego from out of state. That's going to start right now. Alright, well welcome back to our channel. Once again, I'm Bern McGovern with Courtney and Solis. And today we're going to talk about tips for moving to San Diego from out of state.
Yes.
So first of all, you're in the right place. We are the San Diego living experts here in San Diego, I think. We're self-proclaimed maybe, but I like to think we are. We do neighborhood tours, community tours, and everything that you need to know about San Diego. So you're definitely in the right place to find out all you need to know about living in San Diego. But first, you decided to make the move to San Diego.
Yes.
So you got to do your research on the city. Check, you got to know what neighborhood you want to live in, what the cost of living is here, which we've done videos on all of these things.
Yes.
You got to figure out how much it's going to cost to get here.
Right.
So that can range quite a bit depending on where you're coming from. Obviously, the farther away you are, the more expensive it's going to be. Just for example, a family of 4 moving to San Diego. You guys moved out here from San Diego, right?
We moved to San Diego from the East Coast.
Correct.
Yes. Moving a 3-bedroom house and 1 car. I would say all in all, it probably, and we tried to do things on the cheap, you know, young family, moving out here, no relocation package, which was a big thing. I know it's different for everyone. Right. If you are moving and you already have a job set up and the company is willing to pay for your relocation, just take that.
It will save you a lot of money.
Save you a lot of costs. And it's really stressful too. Right. I would say our move probably cost almost $15,000 with no relocation package, right, like I said. So you've either got to be dipping into savings or have that money saved up before you even contemplate a move.
That is correct. And when I actually moved out here, I moved to California when I was 23 years old. Nice. Experience was a little different. I flew out for $250 with a backpack. My move cost me about $400, I think. So
okay, so these are opposite ends of the spectrum.
Did not have kids, was not married at the time. So can you do it cheap? If you're a single person, you can do it incredibly cheap. But a family of 4 trying to move across country with a bunch of stuff and cars can get a little pricey.
Going to be a little more expensive.
Exactly. Yes. So the range probably, if you're moving like that, $15,000 to $25,000 probably could cost you. It also depends on how much stuff you have in the truck. Sometimes you can share a truck.
That's
so
right.
if you only fill up a quarter of the truck, you only pay a quarter of the price.
That's right.
It all makes a difference.
Yes. So. Another tip for moving from out of state is to really do your research on the type of neighborhood you want to be in when you get out here. Are you looking for something really close to the beach? Are you looking for something with a big yard? Are you looking for something with a great school district? You really want to narrow your search down so that you know exactly what you're looking for, because there's lots of different neighborhoods in the San Diego area here. San Diego County is huge, so there's many different choices. When I moved out personally, we were looking for the best school districts and something that was close to work. And we ended up in the Poway Unified School District, which is North County, San Diego. That didn't stop us from looking, though, at homes along the coast. I thought, man, if we're moving to San Diego...
And that's the first thing people think about. Like, we gotta go right to the beach.
Could I do it? Could I live by the beach? And you know what? You can make it work. You can make that work. You could find rental probably easier than buying a home right near the beach. There are a lot of rentals available. And so just know your neighborhood and sort of try to refine your search within those neighborhoods.
And then watch all our videos, because we pretty much explain all the neighborhoods here in San Diego.
That's right.
One other thing I just want to mention about just finding a property or a home here too. The San Diego market for rentals is not exactly realtor driven here. A lot of people just rent them themselves through Zillow, Craigslist, apartments.com, that sort of thing. So I know a lot of other cities in the country like New York City, San Francisco are very realtor driven out here, because I do get a lot of rental people reaching out to us.
Meaning if you're not in the real estate business, that would mean you would require a realtor to...
Yeah, you need it in San Francisco, you need it in New York.
To get you a rental.
But you don't need it here in San Diego. Right. But I'm still happy to help to answer questions about rentals and all that good stuff. But
it's a great point.
Just know that it's not required really here in San Diego. Another thing you'll probably need to know, you might already know this already, you're going to need a car here in San Diego. San Diego is very highway centric, I guess you could say. So there are neighborhoods that are very walkable. But if you want to try to explore the whole city, and if you work outside of the neighborhood that you live in, then you're going to need a car. Can you get around with Uber and Lyft? Yes, but I think those would add up pretty quickly if you had to go to work 5 days a week.
Yes.
San Diego's big. There's 3 million people here in San Diego County.
And very spread out.
And very spread out, not to the extent of like LA, but it is a big county. So if you really want to explore the whole city, you're probably going to need at least one car if you're a couple or whatnot. So.
Yes. And that would lead me to mention if you're moving from out of state, which is what this video is about, you're going to need to ship your car here or drive your car here. If you're moving cross country, driving your car is a little bit of a hike. If you are planning on shipping a car, that will be an additional fee, obviously, and you'll need to look into the cost of that.
I've heard it was between like $1,000 and $2,000.
It could be that's if you can get a good deal, and it also depends on
how urgent you need the car.
Exactly.
Probably, so.
Exactly. I know when we shipped our car out here, it came on one of the big car carriers, and we really had to plan that because it would take about 10 days or more, 10 days for the car to get out here from the East Coast. We shipped it out well before we moved out here, and then we as a family of 5 flew out here, and I think a day or 2 after we arrived, our car was delivered.
And just another thing about transportation, gas prices are in California in general are a little bit higher here than most of the country. Obviously, maybe like New York, it's probably similar. But California is pretty much known to have slightly higher gas prices than most of the country.
So budget for that. Make sure that's in your budget.
I have an electric car, so I do not have to
brag about it, Bern.
I never go to the gas station now. It's wonderful.
Oh, he never goes to the gas station.
Except to get a slushie, maybe.
Some of us have to drive a minivan, okay? Once you move to California as an out-of-state resident and you become a California resident, you have to do the dreaded trip to the DMV. California requires you to get a California license if you're planning on living here within 10 days. Within 10 days. Come on, guys.
No one has ever.
If anybody has done that, please let me know and tell me how you did that. You got here, you're unpacking your house, your stuff is everywhere, and you're like, I gotta go to the DMV.
I'm pretty sure I went a full year without getting
I was really proud of my Delaware driver's license for a long time.
Yet, actually. So.
But and California is a state. I'm not sure about all other 50 states, but I know there are some states where you can't make a reservation to go to the DMV, and California allows you to reserve time. You were gonna bring that up. I swooped in.
The DMV appointment might just save your life.
Reservation.
Yes.
Like it's a restaurant. Yes, an appointment. Sorry, an appointment at the DMV.
It will literally save your life because I did it the last time I had to get my driver's license renewed, and I was only there for maybe, it was probably still 45 minutes, but it's better than 4 days.
4 hours. Yeah.
DMV appointment is a lifesaver, so just make the appointment, and it's usually like a month out, but it's totally worth it. Enough about DMV.
Enough about the
DMV. Another thing that you guys should know if you're moving from out of state, because this is only a California based thing, as far as I know at least, there's a tax that goes onto your property tax called a Melrose. So basically the property tax here in California is usually between 1% and 1.25%, give or take. But then some of these newer communities, usually anything that's built in the last 20 to 30 years has a Melrose. So basically it's a tax that goes onto your property taxes, and eventually it will expire. But it can kind of run between from $200 a month to say $600 a month. So it can really impact your monthly payment. So just be aware when you're looking at homes here in San Diego to check the Melrose, because sometimes you might see a really attractive price on a house.
Yes.
And then you just find out there's an extra $600 that can go onto there.
Yes.
So we live in a neighborhood that actually has Melrose. I think ours expires in like 12 years. But it's like, I think it's about $4.50 a month or so. And the Melrose tax goes to infrastructure of the neighborhoods, like roads, streets. Roads or streets are kind of the same thing. Traffic lights, schools, infrastructure, basically anything that needs to be built in to make this community a viable community.
Yes. Also police and fire services.
Which is a big reason why our schools are good here, because we have the Melrose tax that really kind of helps the schools out and helps
cushion a little bit of the cost.
They do expire eventually, which is a good thing. So I think we have 12 years left on ours. So I'm forward to those 12 years to be over.
You're counting down the days on your calendar, aren't you?
Great. Yes, exactly.
Right.
All right, another good thing you need to know here in San Diego, and again in California in general, we don't really have hurricanes here, we don't really have tornadoes, but we do have earthquakes, and we also have wildfires. You actually have to have fire insurance here in San Diego. Earthquake insurance is optional. To be honest, I feel an occasional earthquake, maybe once or twice a year. We've never really had a you know, knock on wood, a big earthquake here since I've lived in California. It is an optional thing you can do. The deductible is really high on it usually. Sometimes it's like you need to have like $50,000 worth of damage for the earthquake insurance even to take place. So just do your research on it. I'm not gonna say you should get it or shouldn't get it, but it's just something you should know about when you're shopping for insurance here in San Diego.
Yeah. Another thing to know before moving out here, you know, some people can just fly out with their backpack and $400 and that can work and that's great. But if you have a lot of moving parts, you have kids or you are a couple or you have a large home that you need to pack up and move before moving to San Diego, you need to think about where you're gonna put all your stuff and the timing. So if you're going to move, you may want to come out and stay in a short-term rental if you don't have a home to move into right away, or you haven't found the home that you want to buy right away. And there are lots of options for short-term rentals here.
If you want furnished short-term rentals, I would definitely check out the Airbnb monthly options.
Right.
Because sometimes those are negotiable. So if you see prices on there, they're super high. If you just reach out to them, sometimes they'll bring down the price, especially if you're going to stay for longer.
Depending on how long you're going to stay.
If you're going to stay longer than a month, sometimes they'll drop it down pretty considerably because they don't have to, you know, worry about the turnover and all that sort of thing. So there's also a few apartment buildings in this San Diego area that do furnish short-term and just short-term rentals. Like when we first moved here, we did a 9-month lease because we knew we wanted to buy a place and I didn't want to be tied into like a year-plus lease. So there are options, and if you need the names of those places, feel free to reach out and I'll send them over to you guys too. So.
Another helpful tip, if you are coming cross-country or from somewhere really far out of town and you need something here, as soon as you arrive, Amazon's great for 2-day shipping. So you need an address to store those packages and you may not have your rental or your home set up right away. So you can ship things to the Amazon locker boxes. So if you had a baby and you need a pack and play shipped here and you're not going to take it on the airplane with you, you can ship it to a particular location where they have an Amazon locker.
Station, basically, yeah. Right.
And then you can pick up a package with just a code that they'll send you on your cell phone. That's another great option.
Yeah, good. That's a good tip. All right, well, thank you guys. Hopefully you guys found that helpful for all you guys moving from out of states, as we were actually did the same thing at one point in our lives, so hopefully it was helpful. And if you guys ever plan on actually moving to San Diego, we'd love to help you buy your next home. And if this is your first time to our channel, please subscribe to our channel as we post new videos every week. Thanks for watching, and if you want to find more information about San Diego, check out this video right here. Whoa,
there you go.
Almost got me. All right, catch you next time. Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.